Hello and welcome back to my RC channel. I'm AndyRC and today I'm going to be doing an update to a project that is just for me really, so I don't know whether it's going to be interesting or not, but I thought I'd film it anyways. So some time ago on the channel I built this guy. It is the FlexRc Nano X and I'll link the build video in the below. And I liked it, but it didn't quite perform how I expected. Now it is just a one cell brushless micro, so I thought I would update it to give it a little bit more power. The problem is it will only accept a one cell battery, so I've gone and got a 2-cell 4-in-1 ESC board and I'm going to connect that up because the motors do support a 2-cell battery. The only thing is the camera is plugged directly into this flight controller here and it doesn't have a built-in regulator, so I don't think this camera is going to take 2-cell voltage, so I might have to include a Polulu regulator to step the voltage down to 5 volts for this camera. Anyways, it is going to be a tricky one this, if I remember, because this is packed in really tight, so let's get and take it apart and fit this new board into it, and then hopefully I'll have something to fly when it is snowing, because it's just snowing all the time here at the moment. So the first thing to do was to unscrew all of the standoffs from the copter so that I could desolder the original ESC board and also unsolder the power connectors to the flight controller, and then gonna tin up the solder pads of the 2S capable 4-in-1 ESC board and then solder in the power connector back to the flight controller so it takes up to a 3S. Then I'm stripping all of the signal wires, and if you look at the diagram you can see the motors go in a funny order, so it's 1, 4, 3 and 2, so the solder pads are very close together. It is not for the faint-hearted, this build, so that's all of those soldered in there, and then I'm going to start soldering in the motor wires to the new ESC board. Now I should say this is a really challenging build. The original was a challenge and I knew it was going to be a challenge to update it, so you know, bear that in mind. Dimitri tells me he's got an easier way of building it, putting the flight controller at the bottom, but I've got really shaky hands and no patience, and I was swearing at it all the time, so you know, if you have that kind of mentality then this build definitely is not for you, but the results are really good, I have to say. So this is the regulator that I've soldered up, so I've got the V out going to the camera and the ground going to the camera, and then the other two are going straight to the power line, and then I'm going to solder that up there to the flight controller, positive and negative. So it was a complete pain to put back together, so I didn't bother filming that bit. So I've used this single nylon screws through the middle, and then we have got these little spacers here that are loose fitting, so you can turn the entire screw and then you can see there that it fits this camera housing at the top. And then I have put some heat shrink over the Polulu regulator, and I couldn't find anywhere in the stack to put it, so I've just put a band around here and that keeps that in there. It's not a perfect solution. So yeah, now I have a 2S capable microcopter that is weighing just 36 grams, so very lightweight, and I've flown it already and I'm happy with the performance. It does need a little bit of a tune, but it was worth upgrading it to 2S, so I'm using this 450 milliamp GNB 2S battery there, and I've stuck with the JST connector for weight purposes, and it flies fine on a JST, and it's not got an on-screen display either. I believe you can get an upgraded flight controller now with an on-screen display as well, so that might be another option for the future. But yeah, in general I'm happy with it, and I will leave you with a bit of flying. So as always, thanks so much for watching. Please continue to subscribe. Cheers.